Midnight Society has announced it's shutting down. Rest in peace. Midnight Society has announced that it will be canceling its NFT-backed extraction shooter Dead Drop with 55 developers affected. NFT-backed extraction? What the hell? I didn't know that this was what they were coming up with. This is ridiculous. Who the fuck was gonna play this scam? NFT-backed extraction shooter is insane. It's highly unfortunate that 55 developers were affected by this, but this is ridiculous, bro. NFT extraction based shooting. Let's see. Announced on X. Today, we are announcing Midnight Society will be closing its doors after 3 incredible years with an amazing team of over 55 developers contributing to our new IP Dead Drop. We are actively seeking other game studios that would be interested in offering employment opportunities to our talented team members. If you know anyone who's hiring, please forward this message to them or DM us for direct intros. We express our sincere gratitude to each and every one of our community members and deeply sorry we are unable to reach our ultimate goal. Midnight Society was originally founded by Robert Bowling of Robert Bowling is his name? Okay. Of Call of Duty fame and content creator Dr. Disrespect. The dude that has been having inappropriate DMs with a minor. Crazy. However, following a series of allegations being leveled at the streamer last year, there are more than allegations, it was announced that Dr. Disrespect would no longer be working at the studio. Yeah, and after that happened, the thing kind of crumbled. The project crumbled. After those events unfolded, Midnight Society's leadership team insisted that Guy, Dr. Disrespect Beam, was little more than an influencer and marketer for the band, but the shamed streamer claimed he was much more important to the project. Could his removal from the company have been a factor in the House of Cards? Yeah, of course. Dead Drop was poised to be a vertical extraction shooter fused with the blockchain and featuring NFC-driven mechanics. What is it with people doing this NFT shit? It's so stupid. In a series of snippets released, nobody want to play no NFT game, bro. Like, it's again, the bad part about this is the fact that 55 developers are out of a job. But nobody gonna play this. No, it wasn't. Nobody was gonna play this shit. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. These dudes, they get money and they're like, I want to make a game, and it's like, it's fucking garbage. Sorry, I don't mean to go in like that. Anyway, moving on. Exclusive. BioWare employees worried about more layoffs. BioWare's announcement on Wednesday has resulted in at least a few dozen people losing their jobs. There's also worry among BioWare staff that layoffs will be coming. Hold on, I'm just gonna check to see if something is working. Shortly after the company's blog post said that they didn't require support from the full studio on Dragon Age, the Veilguard, sources reached out to tell Insider Gaming that the company has let go a number of people regardless of experience and tenure. Damn, that's not a good sign. That was confirmed that when the game's lead writer, Trick Weeks, posted on Blue Sky that he was looking for a new position. The lead writer. Shortly after that, narrative editor Ryan Cormier stated that he was also let go. Multiple others also made posts saying that they were no longer with the company. The layoffs have many within BioWare concerned about more layoffs in the coming weeks and months. One current employee said that they expect it to happen. That's crazy. It feels like we're waiting for another wave, said another. It's understood that while work is continuing to ramp up on the next Mass Effect game, an internal evaluation is also being done to see where things can be improved with development moving forward. Insider Gaming has reached out to EA and BioWare for comment on the amount of people being let go and the concerns from those spoken to who remain at the studio, of more coming in the near future. Should a response be received, it will be added to the story. Let's see, on January 22, EA released its preliminary quarter 3 Full year 2025 earnings report. In it, the company revealed that Dragon Age of Veilguard missed internal player expectations by roughly 50%. That's fucking crazy. The next day, the company's stock fell 17%, resulting in nearly $6 billion lost in market value. What do you think of Bio? I'm gonna tell you what I think, man. These companies, they are bugging the fuck out, first and foremost, and they need to get it the fuck together. Mass Effect, what is it, 5? That's coming out. Mass Effect 5, this is, it's gotta be good, man. It's gotta be good, or EA or BioWare is gonna be like Ubisoft, and how Ubisoft is experiencing what it's going through right now. Assassin's Creed Shadows is their last chance before the company is like is absconded with. Well, it's not gonna be absconded with. It's gonna be has a high chance of being sold to Tencent, if Tencent is still interested at this point in time. But I could see BioWare going through the same thing. Their last Mass Effect game was garbage. Andromeda, well, okay, let me not use that word, but it launched with a ton of problems, and nobody talks about it. It's not a revered game by any standard. Honestly, Mass Effect low-key turning into the Halo franchise, although nobody could do it as bad as 343. And I hate to talk shit about a gaming company, but bro, like what 343 has done with my beloved franchise, Halo is one of my favorite games and franchises of all time. So yeah, like I'm really hoping that the Mass Effect 5 is on some nut shit. I really hope it's like a good game. One, because I don't want people to lose their jobs. That's horrible. That would be horrible. Two, I want the company to profit, but also it seems like these companies really need to switch up their tactic, because this, like I don't think it's impossible to make a good game. You know what I'm saying? Again, I've never made a game, but something is telling me that these businesses and these companies, their attention is focused and splintered in different directions when they kind of just need to hone in on what's important to make a good game. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. In PS4 news, I thought this was funny. This is hilarious to me. PS4 users upset over support winding down. I ain't gonna lie to you, dog. I am of two camps of thinking. It's okay to play a PS4, and it's also not okay to play PS4 at this point in time. Two things can be true at the same time. I believe that it's okay to play a PS4 if that's all you can afford, and circumstances or of your life or whatever, you know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with being poor and wanting to play games. What's a problem is that a lot of these PS4 players are highly entitled. They think the industry needs to cater to them when they are playing a last generation console. How old is the PS4? That shit is like almost 15 years old. And because Sony has a huge amount of players on that console parity, every game that comes out, or not every game, but the vast majority of games that come out, they have to have a PS4 version. They have to have a PS4 version because there's tons of people still playing on the PS4. Now, again, like I said, there's nothing wrong playing on the PS4, but that entitled mentality of, the PS5 isn't worth it. The PS5 isn't worth it. Like, bro, there's been tons of good games coming out for the PS5. I have a ridiculous backlog that I still have to get back to, and I'm thinking of playing these games on stream, and platinuming all of these games. But there's so much to do. I've heard so many people say this is like the worst generation of gaming. It's not. It's a decent generation. It's not the greatest, but it's decent. You know what I'm saying? And if you haven't upgraded to PS4 and you can afford to, you're part of the problem. Sony signaled that it's winding down support for the PS4, starting with removing last-gen games as a key benefit of PS Plus. This means that going forward, PS4 users will have a little added benefit of having a membership beyond multiplayer access and cloud saves. However, Sony's statement makes it clear that it's time to move on. Finally, PS4 losing support might upset some, but Sony's doing the right thing. In its statement, Sony said that many of its players have shifted to the PS5, and as a result, the company is also shifting its focus and evolving with the trend. But this is good. This change might not go down well with last generation players, but they're missing the fine print. The change to PS Plus comes in effect in 2026. By then, PS5 will be 6 years old, and dare we say, near the end. Bro, like honestly, it is near the end of its life cycle. It's time for a new console life cycle. What is it, 7 to 10 years? You can kind of expect, okay, they got some in the works and they're gonna be showing it soon. Yeah, it's almost that time. It's almost PS6 time. I wonder what the fuck they're gonna do, bro. I'm so looking forward to this. But anyway, it's high time that we move on, especially considering that the PS5 is backwards compatible with almost the entirety of PS4's library. The PS4 endured far more support than its predecessor, but the console is well over a decade old at this point. And if leaks are any indication, PS6's development is already on track for a 2027 launch at the earliest. So that's about 2 more years. I mean, to be honest, like you got 1 strong year. Well, I mean, if this is the case, they're not gonna get off of their PS4s. You know what I'm saying? Because like at this point, why would you buy a PS5? If I was dumb enough to be holding a PS4 at this point in time, and still be playing on my PS4, I wouldn't buy a PS5 because you know you get your brand new shiny PS5 and then boom, next year the PS6 comes out. Like, yeah. So I'm not gonna lie, there was a part of me that was kind of hoping that 2030 it was gonna come out, but even saying that might be a stretch. That might be a stretch, bro. That kind of sounds like a stretch. Especially with what we saw with the PS5 Pro. Like it wasn't groundbreaking, I'll say. I'm not saying it wasn't bad, but it wasn't groundbreaking. So yeah, it makes sense for Sony to wind down support for the PS4 then. It's not like the console is losing online functionality or its PS Store. Not anytime soon. That shit is in the same league as a PS. Okay, not in the same league, but it's gonna be in the same league as a PS3 very soon, bro. Very soon. So I guess enjoy it while you can. Yeah, but honestly, bro, like it's a tough situation because I can understand not spending money to buy a PS5 right now, but you kind of you backed yourself into that corner. How have you been gaming for this long time and haven't bought a like that doesn't make any sense for me. There's so many people. I know so many people. I'm friends with people who are playing on PS4, bro. But we got beef. We got beef. We got beef. So all right. So yeah, PS4 news. GameSpot. Let's take a look at this. Magic and gunplay collide in first look at the Directorate Novitiate. Let me pause this. Let's take a look at this. Hopefully y'all can hear it. Oh my god. What is the quality? What is the quality? Let me watch it on YouTube. Not through here. Wait a second. I'm not gonna lie, this looks so fire. Okay, what the fuck? Why she just dropped to the floor like that? That kind of looks stiff. But as a concept, this is cold. Everything about games like this is like so cool to me. That's so fire. You know what that reminds me of? I don't want to say it because it's going to show my age. And damn. Desperado from this one game I used to play. If you know, you know. And if you know, don't laugh. But yeah, there's this one game I used to play and the shit reminds me of that. And it's so fire. I'm gonna say day one cop for me. Day one cop, like not even hesitating. I just hope that it's not as clunky as it looked. Like normally if you've been watching video game trailers for a while, you can kind of tell like what movement in a video game is going to look like if it's fluid, if it's going to feel comfortable moving around, or if it's going to be stiff. And the way she was shooting at that one scene and then she just got hit and fell on the floor like instantly, it's not a good sign. Fans of Control, yeah. Fans of Control may want to take note that there's a new third-person action RPG that blends magic and gunplay. Nesting Games has announced the Directorate Novitiate, a game that puts players in control of Kana Luna. By day, Kana is just a normal young woman living in Los Angeles in 2006, but by night, Kana goes by the codename Mercury while working as a magical assassin for the criminal underworld. In the first look trailer below, Mercury uses her innate fighting and magic skills to take on human foes and otherworldly threats. As Mercury, Kana can upgrade her magical abilities to further refine her combat options. Mercury isn't limited to only using guns in battle, she can incorporate spells into her offense as well. Additionally, the game will be divided between Mercury's activities after dark, including her hunt for a supernatural serial killer, and her normal life as Kana during the day. Outside of her working hours, Kana can pursue friendships or romance with the people that she meets. However, these choices may endanger Kana's loved ones when the two sides of her life collide. That's interesting. According to Nesting Games, players will ultimately have the option of deciding whether Mercury will stay loyal to the edicts of the Dictatorate, or if she will decide to retain her humanity as Kana. Those choices will define Mercury's portrayal in the game. The Directorate Novitiate can be wishlisted on Steam, and early access is expected to debut later this year. For now, there's no word on whether the Directorate Novitiate will be available on consoles, unfortunate, but I gotta implement PC playing on Steam and stuff like that into my shit anyway. So this will give me a reason to get on it. This looks very, very interesting though. I will say that. Very, very interesting. Okay, Kotaku, what you got for us? Overwatch 2 promises groundbreaking changes. And with Marvel Rivals' success, it had better deliver. Yo, facts. Because y'all are getting shitted on. And I'm not going to lie, personal opinion, I love Overwatch's art style. Like, just look at this character and the character design. I think I like it more than Marvel Rivals. Marvel Rivals is more fun, but their art style, I love Overwatch's art style. Love it, love it, love it, love it. And I always have. But that has nothing to do with whether or not the game is fun. But Blizzard has announced it's holding a big blowout event for Overwatch 2 next month. The Overwatch 2 Spotlight Showcase will take place on February 12th at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, and will unveil groundbreaking changes to the PvP experience that will be unlike anything you've seen before. So what? Don't tell me y'all took a note out of Marvel Rivals' book and we're gonna start seeing some mechanics in this motherfucker. We won't know what that means for a couple of maps, playable heroes, and more. We won't know what that means for a couple of weeks. Still, given that Blizzard didn't hold its annual BlizzCon event in 2024, I imagine this is the Overwatch 2's team's chance to regain the lost promo time they didn't get last year. Okay, so this has to be some nutty shit then. If they didn't do anything at BlizzCon, or they didn't have BlizzCon, yeah, this has got to be big. This has got to be big. Because people have been saying, I mean, yo, Marvel Rivals has been stealing the competition. So they need something huge to pull them back. or to at least get them to hesitate before they launch Marvel Rivals. Should I play Marvel Rivals? Should I play Overwatch 2? Like, it has to be something big. Something else has happened in the month since BlizzCon would have taken place that has shaken Blizzard's mostly uncontested spot as the hero shooter king. It has now real competition on Marvel Rivals. Before NetEase Superhero landed on the scene in December with a Marvel-based hero shooter that has captured the hearts of millions, Overwatch 2 had already been in a state of decline. Yup, just Blizzard in general. The sequel has failed to deliver on pretty much any of its promises of being a robust follow-up with PvE elements and a real story. Is dealing with an identity crisis as Blizzard tries to desperately to figure out if adding the 2 players it removed to a match would solve all of its problems, and most days it just feels like a cash grab built upon expensive skins given to the same handful of heroes. A lot of the stagnation seems tied to layoffs at Blizzard, courtesy of Xbox, but whatever the reasoning, Overwatch 2 has lost any benefits it's gained from its head start and its cultural cash. Marvel Rivals, meanwhile, is the current hotness. Several content creators who made careers playing and talking about Overwatch are now moving on to, I've seen it happen. It's crazy. Which, I'm not mad at them, bro. Like, go ahead, do y'all thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, no loyalty to these companies, bro. Like, the fans are embracing its fun, unbalanced chaos, and its approach to microtransaction and battle passes feels less predatory than that of the average live service game. Sure, the game is young and there's plenty of time for something to go wrong, but right now Marvel Rivals has a lot of goodwill and Overwatch 2 doesn't. I'm still hopeful that Overwatch 2 can rise from the ashes. Sure, fumbles by top-level management has pushed incredibly talented designers, artists, writers, and others out of a team that was once brimming with passion and promise, but I know there are still people in Blizzard who want Overwatch 2 to be the best version of itself. If it's not going to be the feature-rich narrative sequel we were promised, I do hope that Blizzard can at least find something to bring the magic back. The team is no doubt aware that Marvel Rivals hangs over the Overwatch 2. Every perceived misstep right now feels like a point on the board for NetEase, and every underwhelming update or recolored skin looks like Overwatch 2 is falling further behind. I don't know that a new PvP mode is the update Overwatch 2 needs to get back on top. Returning to the 6v6 format won't wipe away the stench people associate with the game overnight, and after gutting Overwatch 2 into a husk of its former self, Blizzard has to know that the window to reclaim its place in the hierarchy of hero shooters is closing. The faded glow of its long-gone status as undisputed king has largely sustained Overwatch 2 through years of content droughts and failure to live up to its potential. In the volatile live service market, you can only stay in the shadow of something else for so long before players stop searching for you on their desktops. I hope Overwatch 2 can find a way out of this darkness it's found itself in. Yes, please, man. Here's one thing, man. Competition is always good, especially in a free market economy. You never want one company, one game, one whatever to be the best. The only, to be honest. You don't want them to have a monopoly. There's fine with if one is better than the other or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But there needs to be that competition going back and forth. Right now, Marvel Rivals has a iron grip. Iron isn't even a word. A platinum grip on fucking diamond grip on the hero shooter genre. Like, there isn't anything that is coming close to being remotely as good as Marvel Rivals is right now. Overwatch was the only thing, but Overwatch had its time in the sun, and I think there was some complacency. And you know, when you've been at the top and you're sitting on the throne, you know, you get complacent. And so they made all these promises with Overwatch 2, and then couldn't deliver on any of them. And people were just like, no, I'm not playing this shit anymore, and just left it. I left a lot earlier, like most casual players. I left it right as I think Bridget got announced, so like a long ass time ago. But yeah, it's disappointing the way the market is currently. So I really hope Overwatch 2 can get it together and bring some heat, you know, because honestly, like, they got options. There's ways that they can finesse this. I just thought they figured it out. I just want to touch on this quickly. RTX 5090 Vigilantes attempt to fool scalper bots with fake eBay listings. It's some crazy shit. Just as NVIDIA warned it would happen, the GeForce RTX 5090 and 5080 graphics card have all effectively sold out online. The next inevitable step is for scalper bots to swoop in and offer these already expensive GPUs for astronomical prices. However, instead of funding the normal slate of resellers on eBay, the most prominent 5090 listings are trying to screw the bots by selling them a photo of the cards instead. While the NVIDIA GeForce RTX 5080 is in hot demand, the $2,000 5090 is taking the biggest beating. Some in-person and online stores reportedly only had a few cards on hand to sell, and these went fast. Micro centers across the US gave vouchers for the first few people to get in line in person. Online RTX 5090 stocks are even more dire. On the popular component site, Newegg, I used to be on this a lot, by the way, and it's time for me to get back on it. Every AIM card for the RTX 5080 and 5090 is listed as out of stock. That includes everything from the $1,000 cards to the $2,500 gigabit Aorus RTX 5090. Yeah. Either way, this is causing mass confusion for prospective buyers and limited. Listen, like I said last time, there's so much that they could do to prevent this from happening, but and it's not coming to me currently, but there has to be a reason why. I'm assuming they're incentivized not to as a company, but Japan has figured it out already. When it comes to limited edition purchases, you need to create roadblocks that only human beings can fulfill or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, they have a system where sometimes you have to like have a government ID. It has to be verified in person. And one person can only have a select number of items. I think it's like one per person with a lot of these things. So yeah, there's so many things that they can do, but I think they like it this way. And in more PlayStation news, this is something that I'm personally dummy hyped for. I'm super hyped for this, even though this doesn't really spell good news for the industry, I'm gonna be honest. But Halo, the Master Chief Collection coming to PS5, says Industry Insider. Now, Xbox, I have no idea what's going on in Xbox. It's not looking good, is what I'm saying. For Xbox to be losing its exclusives, it's pretty sad for the industry, because Sony just has this monopoly on the industry now. We've already seen Forza. Forza has come to the PlayStation, or it can be wishlisted or something like that, I think is what's going on. I wouldn't put it past Halo. This is a rumor, but I wouldn't put it past Halo. I mean, of course it would. And I will be buying it, and I will be playing it, the Master Chief Collection, from beginning to end. Hell yeah. I might even fuck around and platinum this shit on stream, just for shits and giggles. You know what I'm saying? Like, I platinumed Halo. Like, that's crazy to say. Never thought this would happen. Playground Games just announced Forza Horizon 5 is coming to PS5. While it isn't groundbreaking that a first-party Xbox game is heading to PlayStation, it is surprising that Microsoft is bringing one of its premier franchises to Sony's gaming platform. More surprising still, it seems Microsoft might be bringing its incredibly popular first-person shooter Halo the Master Chief Collection to PS5. A recent tweet from Okami Games asked audiences a simple question: Halo on PS5 is really happening, isn't it? As mentioned, Forza is widely considered one of Xbox's key franchises, along the likes of Halo and Gears of War. Yo, does this mean Gears of War is coming too? That would be fire. That'd be fire. The tweet calls this trio the Big Three, which is a pretty apt name considering how much they represent Microsoft's gaming brand. No, literally. According to the Windows Central's Jez Gordon, the answer to the proposed question is yes. Halo the Master Chief Collection is coming to PS5. No new information was given, but it seems there's potential for John 117 to bring his fight to the PlayStation platform sooner rather than later. So then that means, if this is the case, if this is true, the new Halo game is dropping on PlayStation 2. There would be no point in buying an Xbox. No point. Now that the first big three is officially headed to PlayStation, only a matter of time before we see the others. He said, yup, MCC is first, I heard, but we'll see. Crazy. That's crazy. Numerous rumors surrounding the Master Chief's arrival to PlayStation have been swirling for some time now. Corden had mentioned that Halo would be heading to Sony's gaming platform earlier last year. He has also claimed that other Xbox first-party games, including Senua Saga, Hellblade 2, and Gears of War Ultimate Edition, would inevitably make it to PS5. Other insiders have mentioned Halo the Master Chief Collection going multi-platform. Like any rumor, take this with a grain of salt. Remember that, take it with a grain of salt. While it may be true that Halo the Master Chief Collection is coming to PS5 at the same time an insider was told, it doesn't mean that it's necessarily true today. That's true. But it's my headcanon. I believe it. And I'm patiently waiting because I will be buying that motherfucker when it should drop.